Hi dolls, it's Yashavon, and of course you already know because you clicked on it, I am back with another video. So this video is going to be a kind of different video because, you know, it was requested and I kind of teeter-tottered on if I should do it or not because it's so far away from what I usually do on my channel, makeup and hair or whatever. But this is a requested video, so please don't click off. We're going to make this short and sweet. I did receive a message from a couple of people, guys and girls, that wanted me to let them know what went wrong with my septum piercing. But before we get into it, make sure you're following my Instagram, which is here. Make sure you're following my Facebook, which is here. And also now make sure you're following my TikTok. I'm trying to make sure I get my subscribers or followers, whatever you will call them on TikTok, I don't really know, up. Make sure you follow me on all three. All right, let's jump into it. All right, so it is November now. So I got my septum piercing September. I got this septum piercing September the 8th, I believe. Yeah, September the 8th. But first, before I got this septum piercing, I got my septum pierced on September the 1st. I had done all my research on, you know, if it hurt or not, where it's supposed to go, if it's done wrong, what could happen, how do you clean it, how do you sterilize it. I did all of that. And every video I saw, if I can think of the piercer's name, it was a couple of them actually, but it was one guy that was doing like hella septum piercings, and he was very popular. I think he might have been in California, I don't know. But everyone I saw him do, it was quick, it was easy, it was very swift. Nobody bled. Let me point that out. Nobody bled. If there was bleeding, it was just a little spot, but nobody bled where blood would like gush or run out of their nose or anything. And for the most part, nobody cried or flinched. So that empowered me to get my septum piercing done even more, because I'm like, okay, this might not be, you know, as bad as I'm thinking it is. I go to the guy. My cousin actually looked him up on Instagram, saw his work or whatever. I'm not going to put his name there. I'm not going to tell you where he's located at, because I do believe there is room for people to grow. Anyway, the worst mistake that we did do is we saw him doing piercings, but we did not see him specifically do a septum piercing. But I was so excited. I'm like, oh yeah, it's good or whatever. So we go in, everything looks nice, everything looks clean, yada, yada, yada. I tell him what I want to get. We go to the back room. Now, I'm going to insert this video in a few seconds just to show you, okay, his position. First of all, he was sitting down. So that should have been the first sign. This guy, he was like knee to me. And I was just like, have you done this before and stuff? And he was like, yeah, I've done this before. You talk about, I ain't done this before. I've done this before. So I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm a professional. So I'm thinking like, okay, you know, he is. So he goes to pierce my nose. Okay. When he pierces it, it was not swift and smooth like the guy on Instagram that I saw before. It actually was very slow and it bled a lot. So I'm going to insert the video here just so you can see what was done wrong or how it was done. And then I'll come back and tell you what was wrong about it. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? Cue the video.
You gotta relax, right? Bitch, why am I about to do this? Huh? Don't. Yeah. What's on your mind? What's on your mind? I'm tired of arguing. I need to know what's on your mind. What's on your mind? Can't tell me what's wrong. Baby, tell me what happened. Even though it's so wrong, that don't mean I'll be happy. Can't be too right, don't leave me hanging, Charlie talking. You know who you got me, you know who you got me. I slipped up and you demanded a change. Doing my best to not do you the same.
I do you gonna say something like that. I know, I was playing.
You look good, yeah.
I'm cute, so I already know that, but still.
Turn this way, let me get a picture.
Man,
Cook this shit up, quick. Baby. Hey.
that's why I still believe.
As you can see, yeah. No words, really. I mean, as you saw, as soon as he put the needle in my nose, I knew it wasn't right. I knew it wasn't, but it was no going back because he already had the needle through my nose. Firstly, the number one thing he did wrong was he did not put it in my nose. You see how, let me see if I can get closer. You see how my septum piercing is sitting now or whatever. It is up in my nose. It is in there and it's hanging out. And I also have pictures to show y'all this too. When he pierced my nose, let me show you. Okay, I flipped it back so you can see. When he pierced my nose, he pierced this little flappy thing. That's what he pierced. And it was, oh my God, y'all. When I walked out of the door, first of all, I was happy. When I looked in the mirror, I was like, okay, this looks good. But I still knew something wasn't right. When I got in my cousin's car, y'all, I have pictures to show y'all. I have visuals. I came prepared. This is what I saw. This is the only thing I could see. This picture right here. So yeah, the only thing I could see was that I could see where the ring went in my nose and came out. And I knew that was just not it. But I was trying to psych myself out. Like, you just really mustered up the energy and the tenacity to get this done. You're going to keep it. I don't care what it look like. You're going to keep it. At least it's there. But I also knew something wasn't right because the ring was sitting like right here. Every time I would eat, brush my teeth, I'm like, have to try to lift it. And you know you're not supposed to be moving it that early. So I kept it for a day. As you can see in the picture, I have more visuals as well. And I kept it for like a day. The day after I took it, I went to another piercer, which I knew was professional, which I do know is good. I will put their names down. I went to Gary's Tattoo and Piercing Shop, which is, I recommend wholeheartedly. I recommend. She let me know what was wrong. What was wrong was that he pierced it too low. But the thing about it is he did it wrong the right way, if that makes sense. If you do not know, a septum piercing goes through the little skin that's above the, not gristle, but cartilage that's above the cartilage in your nose. So if you feel up in your nose and feel that little flap, you feel that little like gristle cartilage down there right here, you go a little bit above it and that's where it goes. So it does not take that long to heal, one, and it doesn't hurt for the most part because it's a thin, flappy piece of skin. I try to remember the questions that was sent to me because I am recording on my phone. I think, okay, it was basic questions. Did it hurt? The answer to that is it was uncomfortable. It was not pain. It was not pain. And it was like I mean, you can feel it going through the little, but the skin is like that. It's so super thin once you put it through, you know, and I wish that Garrett's had let me record it, but they're professional and they did not. I will say the experience there was much better. The guy before, he had big clamps, and for the life of me, I should have known something was not going to be right then, because if you have a clamp that's too big for your nose, how do you know where to aim it at? Because the clamp helps you to aim the needle in the right place. And his was super wide, and as you saw in the video, and hers were small. I mean, literally a small little hole that she put on each side of my nose on the inside, lifted my nose up and put the needle through it. The aftercare, that was the next question. Okay, when I did research, they give you a pamphlet of how to care for it. You can make a salt water solution. If I'm not, I'll put it on the screen what the solution is. I do have it as well. Matter of fact, I'll go get it. So this is the saltwater solution that is recommended for the aftercare. But I did more research. I started doing hot water soaks. I would do that in the shower. I would take my hand, cuff my hand, and dunk my nose in it and keep it there for like a minute, 30 seconds to a minute, and get all, then take my fingers, swipe around, and make sure your hands are clean. You can do that. And take any, I know it's nasty, but any boogies or any crust or pus or whatever it will be. I just stopped touching it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I stopped doing the sea salt. I stopped doing the sea salt soaks. I don't use that no more unless I feel like I'm wearing makeup now. If I feel any makeup got in my nose, I might take a Q-tip and go up there just to make sure. But for the lack of better words, or for the most part, I don't really do anything to it. I don't even really do hot water soaks, but I will do it occasionally just to make sure everything is doing good. The best advice that I got from a person that had a lot of piercings was leave it alone, because it is so far up in your, not so far, but it's up in your nose. There was enough, if I'm not mistaken, he told me there's enough mucous membranes in your nose to keep the piercing from getting infected. Don't quote me on that, but I got that from one of my friends that has a bunch of piercings. And that's what I've been doing. And that's what has been getting me through. And I believe that's why it's healing so fast. Next question was, I can't remember. Oh, yeah. How early did I flip it up? Like flip it up like I just did in my nose to hide it? I probably could have flipped it up the next day. I know a lot of people like this piercing because of especially young people, they can hide it from their parents and stuff like that. If you are here hiding it from your parents, I'm not going to encourage it, but I will tell you that this is the piercing to get if you're trying to hide it from your parents. I mean, you can't see it. If once you flip it up, you can't see it. After a week, I started flipping it up just to get that range and motion. You know what I'm saying? Just so it can get used to going back and forth when I wanted to. But for the most part, I think I probably waited about 4 or 5 days. The answer to that question, because I talk a lot, I think I waited maybe 4 or 5 days to get jiggy with it. I mean, 4 or 5 days to flip it up, okay? But if I did miss a question, please DM me on Instagram and I will answer it personally. My advice for this piercing is get it. If you are thinking about getting it, get it. But do your research on your piercer. Make sure your piercer has done this piercing many, many times. Make sure you see pictures of the piercing. Shoot, if you know somebody that actually went, because when I went to Gary's, I put on Facebook after I got the septum out. No, before I got the septum out, I asked who would be the best piercer, and people recommended me to Gary's. Yeah, I was recommended. So I knew people that had been pierced there before. I knew people that knew the specific lady that pierced me, and they recommended her. I think her name is Gina or Tina, I don't know. But they recommended me to her, and she is awesome. And like I said, research. If you can research on pictures and let them show you some of their work when you go in there, awesome. That's awesome, okay? So I think this video's over. You saw when it was done wrong. You see now that it's done right. And yeah, make sure you follow all my socials. Make sure you stick with me. Thank you guys, you new subscribers. Please don't leave me because of the video that I posted. I still will be doing hair videos. I'm still doing makeup videos as well. I'm still I'm still on YouTube, but I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So make sure you follow all that. Don't leave me. Let's keep building a community. It's almost the close of 2021. Let's see how many subscribers and how many views and watch times we can get before December the 30th, okay? Thanks for you all tuning in to my channel again. This is a quick video, I know, but I needed to get it done because it was hella requested. Hella requested. I'm like, God knows. Why y'all want me to do this video so bad? So it's done. It's up. You watched it. You here. You follow my socials. You're subscribed. You like my videos. You share my videos. You give me encouragement in the comments, right? You did it, right? You gave me some encouragement in the comments, right? You did. Next video will be an update on that UD2 ponytail that I did before. The first video to the UD2 is right here on the screen somewhere. Make sure you click on it because this video is about to close out. So you might as well make sure you go ahead and click on it to see that video. And yeah, the video after this will be an update, a 2-week update on that. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in.